Camus XO Borderies, a single estate cognac. Time to branch out? Stay tuned for the Whiskey Whistle. Annyeonghaseyo, my whiskey and cognac people. Mark here from Whisky Whistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from Seoul in South Korea, bringing you a very special cognac. This is a single estate cognac, which is hard to find, especially in typical markets. You can maybe get some single estates in specialty shops or really excellent online shops. It is possible. But in a lot of markets all over the world, you really don't have access to that. So this is Camus XO Borderies. Now this is the older label, which doesn't really reflect its single estatedness. However, they've updated that because that's really something to celebrate. And like many cognacs, it's 40% ABV. And yes, certainly I would be happy if it were 43 at least. 42 even. 41. But, you know, that's the industry there. So for whatever reason, 40% is kind of de rigueur for cognac. So I picked that up at the Vancouver Duty Free, this little 50 milliliter mini. It was $26, which I thought was pretty good considering that, you know, sometimes they're up to 40, 45 bucks for a mini of XO. And when I saw this was Borderies, I thought, wow, I really hit the jackpot, because when am I going to get a chance to try this? But here with you. So here we go. Now it looks like we actually have a little glass stopper. So this is really a nice luxury little bottle, little mini bottle. So let's get that open. Oh, you know, it is screw, but it's an ingenious screw top. Okay, great. So there we go. Very nice looking cap. It's actually plastic. You'd think it would be glass, but nope, that's plastic. And a high efficiency sort of stopper in there. Great. And let's get that poured. Hold it like that. Into my Glencairn it goes. What a color. A little more. Okay, a little bit more. As I spill some, there we are. Okay, that's a healthy amount. All right. Well, super excited about this. So, Camus has been around, I think, since the late 1800s, so quite a long time. I think it's 5 generations in that family, which is really awesome. They have a variety of different cognac, different blends of eau de vie, and they have a number of Borderies, actually. They have VS, VSOP, and also this XO. This is the only one, however, that is the single vineyard. So that's really awesome. So single vineyard you should really think of as not just single malt being distilled at a single distillery. This would be absolutely a single distillery, but rather think of it as being a single farm. So it's a single farm. It's their vineyards. Those are their grapes, and they grow the grapes. They harvest them. They make them into wine. Then they distill them into cognac. So it's really actually farm to bottle, which is really cool. I don't know if they bottle it themselves. If they did, that would be really cool. And if they don't, they should consider doing that, because that would add one more step in that complete process from farm to your glass. So very cool. Let's have a look at the color, first of all, of this Camus XO Borderies. So what do you see there for color? A nice deep tone. It looks, I think, when I look at it, it looks like it is right smack dab into the copper end, and maybe even a darker tone of copper at that. Oh yeah, like that is, that's well beyond copper. So quite a dark hue. Next we'll have a look at the legs of this cognac. And Borderies, I think you may not know very much about that. I don't know very much about it. I know it's the smallest cru among all of the cognac cru, the regions where cognac is made. You have, well, there's quite a few, but you have Grand Champagne, Petit Champagne, you have this Borderies, you have Fin Bois, and then there's a couple of others that I'm not too familiar with. It's really hard to get some of those let's say outskirts, not outskirts, fringe, is that better? Fringe Cognac regions as a single vineyard. They'll often be blended. All right, so let's have a look. This looks really thick. Okay, ready? Here we go. Well, very slow first legs. And that's really quite a nice leg show, isn't it? Beautiful legs. I'm expecting that's going to have a really rich mouthfeel. But I should tell you that I'm in quarantine. Yes, I'm in South Korea. An unexpected trip, and it couldn't be avoided. There was a mishap with my daughter. I think I mentioned that in the live stream last week. Well, the last physical week. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get this uploaded. But anyway, I'm in quarantine. My last night, so 14 days it's been. Most of that time I've spent getting adjusted to the time change. It takes about 10 days to really get on top of that. And even until yesterday, I was feeling so tired at night. All right, so the nose. Well, right off the bat, I know that it is going to be fantastic cognac. I get wonderful medium chocolate. Something like a reduced plum. So plum juice, reduce it until it's syrupy. That British golden syrup coming through as well. But gorgeous raisins. Not the dark raisins, but the light Thompson seedless raisins that are kind of, well, like not a black tone, but more like a medium brown hue. Ginger snaps, soft ginger snaps. Some French fig pastry with fig inside. But that medium chocolate keeps coming back. Raisins, of course, those prunes, that plum reduction, the golden syrup. It is a very sweet, decadent, slightly tart nose with a little bit of spice from that ginger. But that's what I'm getting on the nose. Okay, we'll go on to the palate then. Cheers, folks. Salut. Kambe. I get a little bit of licorice herbal tea as a very interesting, slightly floral herbal note. It's very soft, very luscious. Spice builds as you hold it in on your tongue, and I would recommend holding that on your tongue for probably 10 to 30 seconds. I'm guessing that's probably a blend, a single vineyard blend of different eau de vie. So this is a blend of a bunch of different seasons from that vineyard, and I'm guessing it's aged between 10 and I want to say 30, maybe 35 years old. Predominantly the 10 to 20, I would say. For someone who's never tried cognac, I might recommend this to try first just because it is so soft and elegant and easy to drink with very evident flavors. So again, light licorice, licorice spice herbal tea, ginger, English toffee, caramels, quite a lot of vanilla. A touch of something kind of like Oloroso sherry. And these are aged in Limousin, I believe Quercus Robur. And that's adding that spice. There's some nutmeg building here. That French wood is just so great for unique flavors and creating something that is, I just want to say elegant. So it's a little bit more elegant, I would say, than your typical American oak, which is just basically straight up, just a very narrow number of flavors that you get. But you do get a lot more going on with the French oak casks. There's a touch of white pepper there. Some fig Newtons. Nutmeg drizzled, I don't know, nutmeg sprinkled, like a caramel pudding with raisins in it. Now I do want to add a little bit of water into this, and though that's not really a popular thing amongst Cognac drinkers. In fact, the website suggests possibly having this on ice, although they do mention that having it neat to really get all the flavors, so that's interesting. But absolutely, the blender is going to dilute their eau de vie when they blend this finished cognac. So I don't see why we shouldn't. Let's see what we find here. The finish, by the way, is long, it's warm, it's sweet. This actually has quite a high amount of dissolved sugars in the cognac. Obviously from the wood. There may be other processes that are involved that you can inspect if you want to find out more about that. But not quite as sweet as that Two Brewers maple syrup cask, but I would say about double the amount of sweetness to your typical single malt. Double the amount of dissolved sugars, I mean. You get more of that nutmeg spiced caramel pudding, increased vanilla, more spice overall, and I think that's a nice improvement. It's a little bit more complex with water added. That licorice spice is still there. Nice candied ginger. And the finish now with water, I especially notice the big nutmeg with a little bit of white pepper and that ginger and that little bit of that licorice all the way through. Well, we've only got a tiny bit left, so I guess, bottoms up. Cheers. I think I especially like the finish on this. Well, time to get on to the Whisky Whistle Cognac score, shall we? What is that going to be for Camus Borderies XO Single Vineyard Cognac? 88 out of 100. You heard it, 88 out of 100 is the Whisky Whistle Cognac score for Camus XO Borderies. Got the name right, I think. So 88 points. Well worth it. I think the price is pretty reasonable. Not quite as expensive as some of the big brands like Hennessy, for example. So I think that's absolutely a definite buy if you want to branch out away from whiskey and try something a bit different. And really the price actually reflects the age of this cognac and also its uniqueness and rareness. Really, you're getting something that is probably an average, let's say, of around about 18, 20 years old, and you're getting it for a price that is, well, considerably less than things like Macallan. And is it as well made as Macallan? Absolutely it is. Macallan or Highland Park or Glenmorangie. Glenmorangie is probably a little bit less expensive than this, but think about Springbank. Think about some of those super expensive 18-year-olds that are out there. So branch out, give that a try. Leave a comment if you have tried this, and if you're a cognac lover and you're finding my channel and you also like a little bit of whiskey, I would sure love it if you would subscribe to the channel. And on that note, well, thanks for watching. And if you happen to be in Winnipeg ever, that's my hometown, then check out the Winnipeg Whiskey Club. We might do a cognac event one day. If you're enjoying Whisky Whistle and you're binging a lot of the shows, keeping up with everything, then why not jump in and support the channel through Patreon and join the Whisky Whistle crew? Patreon.com/Whisky Whistle. Check it out, okay? And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Take care. Bye-bye.